Good morning. This hearing is being called to order at 10 a.m. on October 11th, 2024 at the Binsfield Office Building in Lansing, Michigan. My name is Alessa Bose, and I will be facilitating the hearing today. Also present with me is Adam Fracassi. This is a public hearing on administrative rules entitled Board of State Canvassers Procedures. A notice of this hearing was published in 3 newspapers of general circulation: the Midland Daily News on August 24th, 2024, the Marquette Mining Journal on August 24th, 2024, and the Kalamazoo Gazette on August 25th, 2024. This hearing is being conducted pursuant to Section 889 of the Michigan Election Law, MCL 168.889, and on behalf of the Board of State Canvassers. The purpose of the hearing today is to listen to public comment on the proposed administrative rules. Public comment will be limited to 4 minutes per person. Because the purpose of this hearing is to listen to public input related to the proposed rules, we will not answer questions. Note that public comment will remain open until 5 p.m. today, and written public comments can be submitted by emailing elections-publiccomment@michigan.gov. Currently, there is nobody here in person in the audience, but I know we have one individual on Zoom who wishes to comment. Mr. Gallant, when you begin your public comment, please identify yourself with your name, the organization you represent, and your email address so that this information may be transcribed into the hearing report. You may comment whenever you're ready. Mr. Gallant, if you are currently speaking, we cannot hear you. I believe we're working on unmuting. Mr. Gallant, if you could please unmute yourself. We cannot hear you if you are speaking. He raised his hand. Okay. We're waiting.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Mr. Gallant, we can hear you. Thank you. You may begin your comment.
There you are. Sorry, I had to change devices. Okay, my name is James Gallant. I'm with the Marquette County Suicide Prevention Coalition. Email is MQT, Suicide Prevention Coalition, all one word, at gmail.com.
Great.
Is that good?
Yep,
Okay.
that's good. Go ahead.
Okay, I would ask the State Board of Canvassers to please include in the rule set 24-35ST that is before you today, and to include the common law parliamentary procedure under the Michigan Constitution as determined by Mike Brady, the Director of Legal Services for the Department of State on September 17, 2020. The transcripts of the Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission is attached. Now, Secretary Benson was instructed by Mr. Brady while she was presiding over the redistricting commission that she must follow Robert's Rules of Order as a public body in Michigan under the Constitution. You have, and as a high-level overview, he said, motion and second brings the business before the committee, the public body, and then you can discuss it, and then you can vote. This has to happen every single time because in America, under our Constitution, it's one question at a time. Mr. Brader has said about the constitutional amendments, okay, it's one question, yes or no question, framed in the affirmative. These are all common law principles that should be in how you run this meeting to have an example across the whole state. And Mr. Brady is the one that determined this as the representative of the state for the constitutional amendment. Now, please request that the state director of personnel, the personnel director, to create a training that is state certified on Robert's Rules of Order for state employees to follow so that we can have across the whole state all these appointed boards and committees that the legislature makes and all these counties and townships and everybody. We can all get on the same page on this. And that we can ask you to please ask for an attorney general opinion concerning this to clarify that the chair has stated at this meeting that you're assuming about a attorney general opinion from the 1970s. It wasn't even about Robert's Rules. But the times have changed, and we now have testimony from the Director of State and legal director from the Department of State that says you must follow Robert's Rules necessarily, and you have to do that. And so please don't change the public comment rule that you said that we got every agenda item. Please don't change that because you stated in your application you weren't changing any rules, and I believe that that's not a true statement. So if you withdraw that out of this, then you won't have to face the consequences of maybe you lied about that. You said you weren't going to change it, and now you're changing the public comment rule. And I did say, please set 4 minutes for the public comment time, just like you have today. Set that for at the canvassing board meetings also. 4 minutes is reasonable. That's the amount of time somebody can get a few sentences out, and just like this. And then you can think for a minute like I'm going to do right now until the end of my time. To say, we need to have fundamental principles of parliamentary law included in our administrative rules for our elections in our whole state. This is what's going to bring everybody together and all the canvassing boards locally. Now, you're certifying elections in Marquette County. They did it again in the presidential primary for 2024. They only had 3 members on the canvassing board. That is direct violation of the Constitution. You can have no majority. And the Democrats were majority, and then you certified it anyway at the state level because you're just like, oh, they certified, so you certified. Well, no. And Wayne County did not follow the rules in 2020 in the presidential election. Remember when they voted twice? They voted down the certification, and they did not rescind that. And then they went and voted again and said, oh, let's do that, and we'll get the audit and blah, blah, blah. And it never happened. Okay, they voted twice. So the second time is illegitimate. That is null and void because you voted twice on the same subject at the same meeting. This is common law in America under our Constitution. And the way that our U.S. House of Representatives runs is how Robert's Rules was created to mimic that so that in our whole country, this is how we do it in America uniquely under our Constitution. And that's how all countries do it. Their Constitution then delegates what their civil society down below that makes the recommendations to the state, like to you, that they would then follow those same rules. So it's the semblance of order, as you know, in the name, rules of order, so that there is order and a semblance of order in our society. And it seems like the state board canvassers is just determined on not having a question. You've been denying the certification of petitions. You vote yes to mean no. That is an absolute null and void. That's out of order because you are saying you're voting yes to deny the petition. No, the petition comes to you from the petitioner. This is the way it's written. It's yes or no question.
Okay, Mr. Gallant, thank you so much. Your time is up. We appreciate your public comment, and we did receive the 2 comments that you sent via email, but if you have additional comments, you may email them before 5 p.m. today. So thank you for that. At this time, there are still no individuals that have appeared in person wishing to speak and provide public comment on the proposed administrative rules. Given that there are no individuals wishing to provide public comment in person, and because the purpose of this hearing was to listen to public input on the proposed rules, I declare this hearing closed. The current time is 10:10 a.m. The record will remain open for additional written public comments until today at 5 p.m. Thank you for coming.